everybody pretty much had their own private agenda, you know what I'm saying? And when the Busted record took off, everybody was like, oh, it's my time to do my big one, you know what I'm saying? Instead of us staying all together trying to like make her career get better.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just a real life street stars. You know what time it is. Real life street stars. You know who we got in the building? Real legend in the building. Real legend in the building. Texas legend in the building. My boy Carl Crawford, 1501. Man, brought his new artist through here. Little CEO. One of the hottest, one of my favorite young niggas coming out the game. You feel me?
Yep.
Carl, man, it's been a while since you've been on the couch, bro.
Yeah, man, I had to go, you know what I'm saying? I had to go rearrange some stuff, man, and kind of get back in line with what I, you know, got in the game to do, you know? So, had a little turmoil for a couple of years, you know, had to fight through all that stuff, and now we back better than ever.
Yeah, this interview, man, I want it to go a couple different ways, man. Number one, when you come on the couch, you always give us game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You always give us game. So we definitely want that from you. We're going to get some truth out of you today, and we're going to promote the artist. Lil CEO been going crazy in the streets, man. First and foremost, you know, elephant in the room, we all know what you've been going through. It's been publicized. It's been on the Shade Room. You versus Megan, bro, like where does that stand? It appears that she's out of the contract now.
Yeah, nah, everything is over with, you know what I'm saying? We had, we reached a settlement agreement. Everything is cool now, you know what I'm saying? They just didn't want to pay out. You know, unfortunately, we had to go through what we had to go through, but it's all over with now. She went her way, I went my way, and you know, hopefully, you know, everybody just, you know, keep doing well.
Now, not to say this, but it did feel like when she was under 1501, she was making better music. Did you have a hand in A&R in some of the music that was coming out then, or is it?
It was the Tina Snow project is basically when I was like mostly doing everything. But the whole time she was there, you know, they had to like approve stuff. We seen everything she was doing. We had to approve it, 1501, all that type of stuff. But for the most part, she was making her own music with producers they was working with over there with 300. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they came in, they come in for everything. So you know, she was kind of like doing her thing over there. But we still had to approve every single thing that she put out. So if I didn't like something, you know what I'm saying, we could dispute that. But you know, she was bringing it.
Right.
So I wake up the Shade Room today and you see that Tory Lanez got stabbed, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Man, it's crazy.
What was your original thoughts on the whole trial and the case by knowing Megan?
By knowing them, I was just like, man, just knowing Megan, I was just like, yo, they had one of them wild nights. It's crazy, somebody going to jail for it, you know, but I wasn't there. I don't really know what happened, you know what I'm saying? His story is one thing, her story is one thing. Of course, we like to think what we might think happened, but we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it's just unfortunate that both sides had to even go through it because, you know, two talented artists, both of them is affected by their choices that they made that night, and you know, you can't never go back. It's kind of like you just kind of got to deal with, you know, being drunk and doing all the stuff you was doing that night.
Yeah. Now there was a scenario in which you did pop out with Tory.
Yeah.
And people did feel like you was shooting like little slugs. Was that the case, or it was just nigga you just fuck with Tory?
Man, I really at that time, you know, it was so like heated in between the two of us to where everything was on the table. You know, they was shooting stuff. She was calling me a cokehead at the time, and you know what I'm saying? I had kids that had to like go to school and deal with that type of stuff, and so you know, everything was on the table. We was at war at that time, you know. Yeah. So you know, probably wasn't the best thing I should have did. You know, I probably shouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, you know, we was at war at that time. Yeah,
but that nigga Pimp C did say, "Snort the cocaine up off a titty." You got it right. We played with our nose.
I never snort no cocaine or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I have party and have fun when I have fun, but you know, nothing like how she came out and said I was a cokehead. You know what I'm saying? And people started saying that stuff about me, and you know. At the end of the day, like I said, we were just at war at that time.
You know, just listening to the story, I remember listening to you say you pretty much gave her a fair contract. So there's a lot of, you know, black people that try to reach their hand out to an artist. They put a lot of money behind them, and then for whatever reason, when they make it, they don't do right by them. What advice would you give to any person that's starting a label that's building artists?
I'll just say, stay on top of all your business with them. Keep your lawyers right there intact, because for whatever reason, it's just the business. Like I told people, I thought I was special, but then I realized I wasn't. This just kind of goes with the game. Artists will blow up. I joke with him about it. When you gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? Because you do all this stuff, and then for whatever reason, they go meet another group of people. You know what I'm saying? And they telling them about all the bad stuff you're doing, you know what I'm saying? And that's in their head, and they probably already got some kind of pent up animosity towards you already. So you add that, plus people in your ear telling you stuff all the time, then you're gonna find a reason to just try to dispose of a person. And that's kind of what happened with me, because, like I always said, I didn't have no beef with them or nothing. I just looked up one day and they was like, psh, yo, you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm out. Shit, I'm the one created this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I ain't as out as y'all think I am. I'm gonna put up a fight. You know what I'm saying?
But I also want to ask, because I know T. Ferris is her manager, and I know a lot of people love T. Ferris. So did that cause any division for you just in the city at all?
Yeah, it divided up the city. Well, I don't even know if it divided up the city. My city just disappointed me so much with how they just act like I didn't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with Houston. You know what I'm saying? We gon' words to say, dick ride the star every time.
Right.
And it's like, yo, bro, y'all just saw me push this girl in front of y'all, in y'all face. Nobody wanted to deal with it. No ballers with the money. All the people that you seeing, oh, we love making out. All these people, they wouldn't spend a dime in the beginning. They wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't help. They wouldn't do nothing. But then all of a sudden, when she became a star, it was like, oh, we knew this, we knew that, do that. But before, it was like, oh, you dealing with that? You know what I'm saying? So I was just real disappointed that nobody seemed to back me. It was like everybody was kind of happy to see me go through that. But I'm from there. I came from there. So I got the grit that I knew I wasn't finna let that just go unanswered, you know?
During the war, you would say, was Erica Banks, like, did you pick her kind of to go at Meg?
The thing is, people like to say that, you know what I'm saying? But the real honest truth, I really thought she was talented. I really saw Erica while me and Megan was on good terms still. I didn't, it seemed like it was malicious, but at the end of the day, I wanted to sign Erica when me and Megan was on good terms. T. Ferris told me that probably wouldn't be a good idea, because, girls don't like to have more, you know what I'm saying? Right. They want to be the only one and all that type of stuff. So I let it go, you know what I'm saying? But I kept it in my head that when things went south, I was able to hit her back up.
How do you feel about Erica's career right now?
Well, right now, Erica, she's more like known for like the hip hop stuff, the TV stuff, instead of her music. Right. She's a real talented artist. That's why I came in and signed her. And I felt like she had the chance to be a star just like Megan. But she wanted to part ways. She wanted to be Megan so much, you know what I'm saying, that she wanted to do everything that Megan did, even fight with me, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She wanted to be like Megan so much, bro. She wanted to even fight with me like Megan fight with me, because there wasn't no reason for us to be beefing, because I had just went through that with her. So my whole thing was like, yo, I don't want to go through this with nobody. Right. So the fact I had to go through it with her too, it was just her, her management, they like real arrogant people, you know what I'm saying? And they want to like listen, you know what I'm saying? And they don't want to like take my lead, you know what I'm saying? Acting like I'm trying to lead people the wrong way. I ain't been doing nothing but leading people down the right way, you know what I'm saying?
That got to be a little frustrating, right?
It's frustrating because, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't want to see none of them do bad, you know what I'm saying? I kind of, when you started something in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Almost like having a kid, almost like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to see them do bad or struggle and all that type of stuff, but they choose other people over you, and so you just gotta give them your blessings at the end of the day. Yeah. Now,
we were robbed again of Erica Banks and Meg track, but if they were to do a track, who you think would have won that battle?
I always be thinking about that all the time, and y'all might not be robbed of it. They might come together to go against me one day. You know what I'm saying? but I don't know, because I think they both two talented girls. Erica, her writing was was serious, you know what I'm saying? And Megan was a hard worker, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a good. I like to know the answer to that myself.
What do you think about Erica Banks creating the OnlyFans?
And did you subscribe? Yes, you subscribe.
I was surprised to see that, man, because I was surprised and disappointed to see that because, you know, I feel like, you know, no one wants to have that on their brand, you know, doing OnlyFans like that. And then the way I found out was like people just started sending me random videos, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying?
Did she ever speak about that during?
Nah, because we kind of stopped speaking too, you know what I'm saying? It just went kind of like all bad, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just everything just kind of go bad. Once they get to a certain level and they get somewhere else, and then the one time you tell them no, you know what I'm saying? It just, you asking for it. Yeah.
Do you think, because you were, it's like, you know, when you were accessible, like every time we saw Erica Banks, we saw Carl Crawford, like you really were hands-on with Erica Banks. Do you feel like y'all got too familiar?
I feel like with him, I told him, he the last artist that I'm just really bringing myself around, doing like that similar stuff, because what happens is when you get around them too much, like Erica lived with me for like 10 months, you know what I'm saying? Shit. Like all that, we went through a lot. So when you around them all the time, they kind of like get comfortable with you, you know what I'm saying? You don't seem as important no more because you there every single day. So now you just like, oh, that's just Carl, you know what I'm saying? So now the respect level goes down, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that happens, and you know, she did a couple of little things that, you know, that was disrespectful, but, you know, she tried to, like, you know, belittle me on certain little outlets, you know what I'm saying, lying about not being signed to the label, all kind of, like, crazy stuff, you know, but I don't say nothing, you know, I learned my lesson to just go and let them talk, you know what I'm saying? After going through all that stuff with Megan, going back and forth, I didn't really know nothing about social media. I'm just, like, answering out raw emotion and just fucking up, you know what I'm saying, because that wasn't the thing to do.
Did you ever push her to be like a sex symbol, or is that where she wanted to go with it?
Yeah, she kind of, when I met her, she was already wearing like little tight little clothes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So they all wanted that. That was the era of sexy women rapping. So with that being said, yeah, I was just trying to get her, you know, dolled up. Excuse me. You know, just so she can, you know, look cute out there, have confidence, all that type of stuff. We did a lot of artist development with
so when you do artist development, does that have to do with surgery and stuff like that, or is that?
Well, I tell you what, the first time, you know what I'm saying, it didn't have nothing to do with it, but we asked her, you know, the first surgery she got, we helped her get that, you know what I'm saying, and you know, I saw the confidence go out the roof, but that wasn't part of artist development, you know, it's just what she wanted at the time, and I ain't gonna lie, when the first one, you know what I'm saying, when it happened, yeah, she was turned up, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything was perfect, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna keep 20 bands to the side for any artist, any next girl artist that come. Yeah, I'm gonna just, you know, have that on the table, you know, because getting the BBL seemed to bring a lot of confidence to these girls.
Hey, could you sign a girl with no ass?
I think I have, huh? Let me see. I mean, yeah, I can. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm tripping, man. Nah, man. We ain't just looking for no ass.
Nah, but it ain't necessarily, it ain't necessarily you, but I'm just thinking in the world, it don't seem like there's no ugly female rappers, like all of them are fine. Like,
I mean, yeah, you know, people, you know, you gotta have the whole package, you know what I'm saying? The look, the talent, all that type of stuff. So yeah, that goes a long way with it too, you know.
When Erica would get flack, were you mentoring her about like
when she get what?
Like flack, when the internet would go against her for certain things.
Yeah, like when she was staying with us, you know, it was like, you know, stuff would be happening all the time. Like even to be honest with you, when we first posted Erica, I'm not thinking that the internet is finna like just run with this whole Megan stuff. I'm literally just trying to get her to par. I'm not even thinking that the internet finna say, oh, he trying to make a new Megan. And when we posted it and it happened, I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I was like, well, it is what it is. So, you know, they came down real hard on us. So, you know, I used to have to go tell her, like, hey, you know, this kind of what comes with it. Just fight through it. You know, they do the same thing to me, all that kind of stuff. So that was one thing I give her credit for. She was hungry in the beginning. and she was willing to do whatever it took to bust through and get through the industry.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out where y'all, because I just never saw y'all. I felt like you and Erica Banks was like the perfect. I thought that was finna be the.
It's just management teams and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All my problems come from managers, man. You know what I'm saying? All of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got too many people. Like in Erica's case, you know what I'm saying? When what happened with her, I had to build up a whole new team after T. Ferris and Megan did what they did, and so this new team that I built, everybody pretty much had their own private agenda. You know what I'm saying? And when the Busted record took off, everybody was like, oh, it's my time to do my big one. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us staying all together trying to like make her career get better, everybody had their own agenda. So just imagine everybody on the team not trying to do their own thing, but using Erica to do it, and that just don't work when you're trying to, work all together and take somebody else's level to the career to the next level.
What would you say Erica would say that you did wrong?
She probably say I didn't probably spin at the right time. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the spending, the rollout. You know what I'm saying? This and that. Her glam team. That's all you gonna hear is my glam. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? I ain't flying your whole team, all your partners to New York. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But at the end of the day, shoot.
What did you feel like you did wrong? If you did anything, yeah.
Well, like I said, it's just that I don't know really. I just think that we was just kind of working to fight against. We was fighting against a system that really was just kind of against us every turn we took. With the Megan thing and her being so big and we coming on strong. It would just seem like it was just a struggle at every door. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling her, yo, we finna have to hustle up, you know what I'm saying? And they done got used to being lazy and just performing one song and doing all that. I'm knowing we gotta like still hustle because, the Busted song is kind of going down a little bit. So, you done took time off, you got boyfriends you dealing with, you know what I'm saying? We not in shape, you know what I'm saying? There's all kind of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? So with all that said, it was like, we just kind of missed that in that little period of time right there.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move it. Hey.